Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about some expert tips for navigating menopause naturally. So, the menopausal transformation is something that's going to happen to all of us at some point. We can't say when it's going to happen, we can't say how long it's going to happen for, and we can't say how intense it's going to be. So it's always good to have in our armory some natural strategies that we can use to help alleviate a lot of the menopausal symptoms. So my name's Tracey Montgomery. I talk about all things menopause, midlife, and all the crap that goes with it. So the first thing I want to talk about, and for those of you that aren't a little bit woo or aren't open to this, you don't need to implement this, but it is something that I do highly recommend, and that is mindful breathing and meditation. So during the menopausal transition, you're going to become slightly more anxious, slightly more stressed because those hormones are changing. Meditating and learning how to breathe mindfully can reduce and relax that stress, those stressors that are causing you to become anxious and lose your self-confidence. I would recommend that you start doing them first thing in the morning, because if you meditate first thing in the morning, it sets you up for the rest of the day. Now, if you don't have time, next best time to meditate is just before you go into sleep. You can meditate to calm you so you get a restful sleep. We'll talk about sleep in more detail later. So, the next strategy that we need to implement at this time is your nutrition. Now, let's think carefully about nutrition. We should always be eating a healthy, balanced diet. At this time in our life journey, our requirements are going to be slightly different, but not majorly different. And so long as we're having a balanced, healthy diet, on the whole, we should be able to get all the nutrients that we require. We can add in a few added extras, things that help with things like hot flashes or things like flax seeds. Leafy greens, your spinaches, your kales can help with bone health. And then to help your moods, omega-3 fatty acids. So there's some of the foods that we can implement when we are going through the menopausal transition. I've only given you a few, there are more. What we next need to think about is exercise. Now, as we age a little bit and we get a little bit more fatigued, which can be part of the menopausal transformation, exercise may not be something that we are considering in as much depth as we used to, but attempt to move every day. Now, I'm not talking about joining your local gym. You don't have to start doing that. If that's not you, if it is you, fair play, carry on. If it's not you, just make sure that you're moving every day. Now, bear in mind that doing the housework still counts. Walking to the post office still counts. All of those sort of activities, they still count, and you're still moving. Getting outdoors for 10 minutes a day is more beneficial to you than watching Netflix. Bear that in mind. I know we might prefer Netflix. However, getting outside, moving around, getting some fresh air, getting some exercise is going to give you more long-term benefits than practically anything else that you do. Keep moving because it helps to boost your energy. It helps with your mood and your overall well-being. It also gives you time to think. If you're going for a walk, you have time to think, and you have time to sort, and you have time to process. So now this is a myriad. This next one is a myriad, and we do not have enough time to talk about all of them in this video, but we will revisit this if you come and join us. Herbal remedies. There are so many out there. There are remedies such as black cohosh, which helps with hot flashes, evening primrose for your skin, chamomile tea, which is going to help you to relax and chill. So there are so many out there, and like other remedies that we can use for our well-being during this stage, you have to look into what you're already taking, and they all have to be personal to you and how you behave. What works for somebody might not work for you. So, bit of trial and error on herbal remedies, but there are plenty of them out there. You can also get the multi ones. So there are packs that you can look at that have multivitamins within them that are designed for this particular phase. But as I say again, they may suit one person and not another. And also bear in mind that you're not going to take one and it's going to work. You need to give them time to have a chance to make a difference, make an effect. And my last tip of the week: sleep. So sleep disturbances during menopause are quite prevalent. Sleep quality during the menopause transition is also incredibly prevalent. So, things that you need to think about. Think about when you last have your last cup of coffee. So for some people, you can have a cup of coffee at 6 o'clock and go to bed and you'll be fine and you'll sleep. Other people can have a coffee at 10 o'clock in the morning and they won't sleep. So think about your caffeine intake. It doesn't have to just come from coffee. Bear that in mind. Think about your room where you are sleeping. It needs to be aerated. It needs to be quite cool. If it's too hot, it can cause us a lot of overheating issues. And think about how often you're going to be attached to this. Okay, going into bed, sitting there and scrolling is not the best for your brain to be able to shut down and sleep. So think about those sort of things. Put together an evening routine if you need to. And like all of the tips that we've talked about, you need to give them a little bit of time. They're not going to work straight away. So if you found any of that useful, and if you'd like to know more, then subscribe to the channel, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. Bye for now.